they are still babies in brooder, we give them pellet. That food is totally concentrated, well balanced. It has all vitamins, it has all minerals, it has all proteins, each and everything. It is totally balanced. It can feed for our baby chicks to grow very well. Most times we always post our baby chicks and people, they are like, no, those are not locals. Why? Because they grow when they are very, very heavy, very fat. They are looking very healthy because of the food we give them. First thing we do when we take them into brooder, we give them glucose for 2 hours. After 2 hours, when they get energy, then we switch them to food. And this food, we call it pellet, like other breeds do feed. There is no the difference. Actually, the brooder is not different from other brooders because this is a business we are doing. We all want to earn money. So number one, we shall feed them on pellet after removing them from glucose after 2 hours. So pellet, they'll eat it for 1 month. But some people, they do feed them for only 2 weeks. Why? Some people, they don't have money. Two, if you have your money, we always advise you it is 1 month because they are still babies. They are like a child when it's just newly born. You can't give a child sweet potato. Obviously, you have to provide that child with only milk and glucose for the baby to grow up very healthy. So same applies to these local breeds. When they are still babies in brooder, we give them pellet. That food is totally concentrated, well balanced. It has all vitamins, it has all minerals, it has all proteins, each and everything. It is totally balanced. So it can feed for our baby chicks to grow very well. Most times we always post our baby chicks and people, they are like, no, those are not locals. Why? Because they grow when they are very, very heavy, very fat. They are looking very healthy because of the food we give them. So I always advise people to give them pellet for 1 month. But if you not fit for that, you can switch to another stage of food. What is that stage? We always have starters, that is pellet. Then we go in for growers. That is broken maize. There is this concentrate in Uganda we call akalungo. Most of you know it. And maize bland. So we mix those 3 feeds. And that feed, actually, it is the most suitable thing for either broilers or locals. And all of us, we use that. Like I told you, if you have money, you can feed them like that. If you don't have, then you go in for free range. But for the case of brooding, my dears, it has to be pellet. Then after getting out of the brooder, we shall start growers, and that is 1 month. Then that's when we go in for kalungo, we go in for maize bran, we go in for broken maize, big size. But at 2 weeks, we shall go in for kalungo, maize bland, and broken, but small size. That is when our chicks are 2 weeks only. So if you fail to get money to buy them pellet to reach 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then I would advise you, go where they mix feeds. Tell the man that I want feeds for my chicks. You have to be specific. They are 2 weeks. I want to switch from pellet. What should I use? They'll tell you go in for broken maize, small size, kalungo and maize bran until when you reach 1 month. So if you reach 1 month, then we go on broken maize, big maize bland and kalungo till when they make 3 months and a half. If not, you make 4 months old. That's when we switch, we go into layers mash. That is the finishers food when they are going to start laying eggs. So I always tell people, when you are into brooder, they have to eat all the time from morning to night till morning. They have to drink because they are still babies. We want them to grow. We want them to make a good local breed so that they can lay for us in time. Number 2, you have to vaccinate them. That is the most important thing. Even though you feed and feed and feed without vaccinating, then you're not doing anything. I'll tell you, just leave local poultry alone. You have to vaccinate. At our farm, if you come and book with us, we always tell you, take the vaccination chart. We tell you that we vaccinated day 1 and Newcastle, so start from here. So you have to vaccinate every week. 7 days, you get to know that I'm vaccinating Newcastle. 14 days, you know that I'm vaccinating Gombolo 1. 21 days, you know that I'm vaccinating Gombolo 2. Just like that. So you have to vaccinate. At the same time, you feed them from morning to night. They have to eat. They don't have to stop. So that's where the problem comes from, and people are like, I'm running out of the business, I can't manage this. But my dears, you can. So if we reach 1 month, we shall change their eating schedule. You will feed them like 5 to 6 times. You find it that you will feed them in the morning at 7, at 10, at 1, at 4, and at 7. Then in the middle of the night, even though you don't feed them, it's okay, as long as you leave them water throughout the morning. So when we go on the 3rd month, still on growers' food, then we shall change, we switch to 3 times, and that is morning, 1 at lunch, and at 4 in the evening. Then the rest of the time, if you have grass, you can give them. If you have yams, you can give them. If you have rice, you can give them. But me as a person, I used to feed them morning, lunch, and in the evening. Then I switch them to grass. But now you know our area now. You can't find grass now. Then we use banana peelings. We cut them every day to minimize even on the feeds. You may find that if I'm going to feed 25 kgs, then I'll have to feed 20 kgs. I mix with banana peels. So I'm saving. At the same time, they are getting something greeny into their bodies. So if we go on layers mash, that is our finishers food. At that time, these cocks, they are out of our pen house. You're going to ask me why. If we get out of brooder, we switch to growers' food. We feed on growers for 3 months. So in total, you'll find that they are 4 months old or 3.5 months old. So that's when I always advise our farmers who are into local poultry to remove all the cocks from our farm. We remain with only the hens. Why? The hens, it is the business. The cocks, it is not a business. That's why we always advise you, sell off all the cocks. Either you get money, or you build another infrastructure, or you keep your money, or you buy food for them. That's what I always tell my farmers and my local poultry clients who are into this business. I would love to add on this. When we sell off these cocks, we remain with only hens. We are preparing them to lay for us. That's why we told you, you have to build, or you have to make these laying cages, because our local hens lay at 4.5 months. If they delay, that is 5 months old. Our local. Some people are going to tell me, no, broilers, layers lay at 4.5 months. In local poultry, our hens lay at 4.5 months. As long as what we've told you, you put it into process. So if you vaccinate well, you give them food in time, you treat them when they are sick, trust me, at 4.5 months, you are going to get something good out of it. But however, you can feed them the way you want. But me as a person, in deep litter system, that's how we feed them. But at layers, when they have started laying for us, we always tell people to feed them 2 times. Just 2, not 3. Why? If they grow very fat, they will not lay for you. They will not. Some of them, they will die when they are laying eggs. Blood will come out. Why? They are very fat. So you have to make sure they are 1.7 kgs or 1.8 kgs. Beyond that, we always advise them to put trees in the pen house. Why? So that they can jump on them, they make exercises. At layers, we feed them 2 times. That is morning and afternoon. We feed them at 7 in the morning and at 2 till the next day. Local poultry farmers should be aware of diseases. We have fall typhoid, and we always vaccinate that. We have fall cholera, but most people, they don't analyze it. You may find our clients complaining that my hens are dying, my hens are not growing, my hens are releasing poop like this, but when they don't know where the problem is. Most times, I always ask my clients, do you vaccinate? That is the most important question I always ask my farmers, all my local poultry clients. Some of them, they are like, no, I didn't. Last time they fall sick, I didn't vaccinate, And that is something which is not good. In this system, if you're not careful, you'll find your birds falling sick. Sometimes they get coccidiosis. That is a problem. They get fall cholera, they get fall typhoid, they get influenza, what we call flu. And by the way, most times we always do mistakes when we are keeping these birds. You may have flu, you come into them, which is not okay. If you have flu, I always advise people, don't go into your hens. Just tell another person, help you out. If you know you have cough, don't, please. You're going to make these birds fall sick. 3, if you don't know how to clean the pen house, trust me, you're going to make your birds fall sick. That's why you find people they are saying, I went to the doctor, he told me they have fall cholera. Where did cholera come from? But the problem is not with the birds. The problem is with you yourself. Why? You don't want to clean the pen house. Some of them, they don't want to clean. Now look at this place. We clean it every week. So it is very hard to find fall cholera here because we clean it every week. 2, we vaccinate them. 3, we don't give them plain water. Today we can give them garlic for 2 days. The next 2 days, we put aloe vera in their water for 2 days. Then other days, they take plain water. So now you see these birds, they are fully, totally vaccinated. We vaccinate them at almost 4 months old. We always give our clients vaccination charts that at day 1, vaccinate this. First week, second week, third week, 2 months, 3 months. Why? To avoid all these problems. So if you vaccinate well and you feed them well and you clean well their pen house, trust me, you will not get those diseases. I market myself in different ways, by the way. Some of you find me on my platforms, on social media like Facebook, at Makula Local Poultry. So that's where I do most business. Number 2, I always use TikTok at Makula Local Poultry, and that one is booming. Oh my god, that one is so wow. I'm making a lot of money from that channel, TikTok and Facebook. You understand? So I always advise people, when you're starting up this business, know exactly where am I going to sell these hens, all these chicks. Some of you don't know how to market yourself, but me, I market myself on Facebook, TikTok. By the way, before, I used to go door on door, telling neighbors that I'm keeping birds. And if you bring these birds and you start keeping, neighbors will be aware. First of all, the sound they make, everyone will be like, oh, at our neighbor we have people keeping what? Yes. So, in that process, you'll find that at least 2 or 5 neighbors. Actually, this is the most amazing part I love most. 1, I would first appreciate you guys for coming on my farm. Because, why am I saying that? The way I market myself, it is the reason as to why you guys are here today. Number 1. So, I'm just so excited. Me, as Makula, I've always been branding myself from day 1. The day I got this local breed, I started branding myself on TikTok. Actually, it was a personal account. Then I sat down and I had to reason, how am I going to sell my hens? You understand? So I got to realize that I had to use my platform. I've been selling eggs for quite some time. But most people used to come and book eggs from my farm. But most people could be like, honey, for some of us, we are not on TikTok. Makula, what are we going to do? You understand? So I got to think of another social handle. Then I went in at Facebook. You understand? Still, I had a personal account. at Namakula Hanifa. Then I had to switch it into Makula Local Poultry. So that is the key factor. I'll advise all the beginners that when you're going into this business, guys, create platforms. You understand? Create platforms. You won't be disappointed. Why am I telling you all that? I created Makula Local Poultry at Facebook, TikTok. Since that day, guys, I've been making lot of money through that platform. You understand? Most of you have been seeing my interviews. Most of you have been seeing me on YouTube. Why? Because of marketing and branding myself. You understand? I always post statuses. I always teach. I upload videos on TikTok telling people, guys, come on my farm at Makula. We are located in Nabweru, Katoke. In a joking way, you find people calling you with your number placed there. You understand? You find people calling you, hi Makula, I want to come on your farm. You tell that person, for what? For studies or to visit the farm. So you find it that they come on your farm to get knowledge. They pay you 50,000 shilling. Guys, there I'm already working. 2, I sell eggs. Still, if I'm selling eggs, still I'll post that we have 10, 20 trays, we have 50 trays at 20,000 shilling. That is when I'm giving you wholesale price. Still people will come in, and I've been getting clients. We are into that business. I supply them every week. Those are non-fertilized. 3, actually we sell fertilized eggs on our farm at Makula. So if I don't have money and I'm feeling that I'm broke, I'm like, Dad, how do you see if we sell these fertilized eggs if I don't have orders? So you may find that I'm going to sell a tray at 30K, 30,000 shillings. So I'll sell my 20 trays of fertilized eggs. And at the end of the day, I earn 600. Guys, what are you still looking for? That is money. Number 3, we are selling baby chicks. Whenever I want to sell baby chicks, I always come on Facebook. I make Facebook lives. I can make posts on TikTok that, guys, we are setting 1,000 chicks. We are setting 3,000 chicks. Like last time, we set 2,000 chicks. I was telling people, come and order, place your orders. Trust me, all chicks were taken. Why? Because of advertising myself and branding myself. So if you advertise, you'll find it that you'll get a good market from the audience. And however, still, these people who come in asking for knowledge, Makula, what can I do? You always tell those people, come on my farm. So if they come, you give them good knowledge, you teach them what you're doing, they get interest. The same very people who tell their friends that Makula is doing this, Makula is teaching, Makula has these services, you understand? So at the end of the day, you're going to find that you're having many clients in the week. At first, I had 1 student. I passed one month. On the second month, I had 50 clients within that month. Why? Because the person you teach is that very person who will tell people that Makula is doing this. So I've been on TikTok or been on Facebook. I always update my statuses. I just post only my work. I post eggs, I post fertilized eggs, I post baby chicks, I post cocks. Now last week, we sold 250 cocks. I got 7.5 million. Can you imagine? That is because of branding and marketing myself. And by the way, I always sell cocks for my clients. If you know you're there, you got your local breeds from Makula, local poultry farm. That chance I give it for free. I tell you, you bring your hens, I sell them for you. As long as we agree on some terms and conditions. You're going to ask me which terms and conditions. I always tell you how much do you want that cock, and you are like, I need 25. Then me, I post, guys, I'm selling 200 cocks at 30K. Still I'm earning. You'll find it that I'm going to eat 1 million, and I'm going to sell those cocks in just 1 day or 2 days, just because I'm branding and marketing myself so well. If you want to find me, just go on Facebook and TikTok at Makula. That's how I do my work.